Howdy folks, I'm QT20 and we're going to be streaming these adventuring paths. We'll be calling these the Elder Paths. This is where Jon and I will be going over as game masters some of the different features that different games have to offer. We'll be doing the Elder Paths for Elder Scrolls Online. We'll be looking at the quests through the lens of a game master and trying to kind of see what you can glean, take from as a GM, as a game master, what you can learn from the game, and kind of view the game from the perspective of a designer. So tonight, I'd like to show you guys a little bit about my build. I really like ESO. Still just 44. Have way too much CP. So I'm starting off with a dedicated bow build. I'll be in completely medium armor with all stamina gear. And I will be running a healer. Stamina healer. Warden, to be precise. So on my main bar, I'll be healing with stamina for soothing spores. That'll be my main heal. My area of effect over time, echoing vigor. I'll be using Bullnetch to keep myself topped up with resources. Green Lotus, I will be using a lot of bow attacks. So I feel like the light attack and the fully charged heavy attacks will be more effective than a restoration staff, but we will find out. Now, I'm still only level 44, so I'm not sure how well this is going to play out. At the lower levels, when you're playing a healer, it's pretty much easy street. No chance of failing, especially when you're playing with other people who have maximum CP and they are just clearing dungeons. So I got the bear on both bars, and I'm using Arrow Barrage as kind of a... I didn't feel like I had any other need for any healing on this back bar, so I put this in here as kind of a means to, while I'm healing, throw down an extra AoE. My attack bar is going to be Growing Swarm and Poison Injection. So I got my dot, I got my spam, my backup area effect, Gripping Shards. I'm also using it to slow down the movement speed if I need to kind of keep them in Arrow Barrage. I'm hoping to find a good sniping spot. If I do settle down, I'll be dropping a Ring of Preservation. This will help keep me buffed up, and also for the healing and resource effect. And then lastly, Leeching Vines to kind of re-emphasize that I want to be doing a lot of life steal as possible to kind of keep myself healed. But it also will be healing my allies for the life steal effect. So I think I have a pretty competent healing build. We'll see. Let's go through and show you guys what it looks like as far as grouping as a healer, going into the dungeon finder and seeing what I can find for the daily rando. That was a long way. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so Banished Cells 2, looks like I probably just unlocked this with the current level I'm on. I have never really liked this dungeon. I do, however, like the transitions. I like the artwork. The little flavor at the bottom to kind of show like what the Ultimate are doing down here. Extremely useful. So, whenever you jump into a group, the first thing you gotta do is say hi to everybody.
They are not peoples, not any longer.
Okay, have I been down here on this character? I'm not sure. I don't see available quest.
We are warned, the spirit of many. We are warned.
Oh, look. We got a friendly person. At least somebody responded with a good howdy. But it looks like, as usual, we got somebody charging off long. No, it looks like everyone's waiting. Hey, look at that. Everyone's doing, everyone's working together. So that'll be great. So I'm going to start off with my basic buffs to keep everybody up top. drop some healing, drop some AoE, get my resources. What are we playing with here? 1800 CP. Yeah, okay. So I basically can't fail at the healing, which is great. It's going to give me a chance to kind of learn this role so I can still practice and flesh it out. So even though it's been a while since I've done this dungeon, I really like the extra auditory effects. He's kind of taunting me, and I kind of like that. From throwing a game, I want the antagonist to be kind of talking his head off, so that way the players are getting a little sense of kind of what's going on. Was that too loud? I turned it down. So tank is in there, and my healing is... I was spamming the wrong heal. Okay, so my healing, not bad for topping them off. The fungal spores is a pretty potent ability. And so I'll be using the leeching vines to get that extra healing in when I use the heavy attack. The Jailbreaker belt is probably better than what I have on right now. Only by 10 levels. It's always clear what you need to do in these dungeons. I also really like all of the hanging chains, which is something I need to add to my dungeons. It's hard when you're drawing isometric or top-down stuff to kind of showcase stuff that is hanging down. I mean, just look at that background and that shadow, that guy just pulling the chains off. The boss just kind of rushing towards us. And that's a fire trap if I ever saw one. I do love fire traps. Tank is moving him back into a more desirable position. I'm pretty sure I can just stay right here and snipe. So maybe somebody can recommend how to actually cancel animations and weave my attacks, but I have no idea how to do that. Throw down an extra heal, throw down a pot, keep my people topped up. And if I do this right, I should be able to just spam any of the attacks. Keep everybody healed. Tank's taking him all over the place. Looks like I got some people going down. There we go. Now I know this original area, it was not clear what you needed to do, so I like the idea of after beating a boss, the party kind of needs to like loot the room a little bit and look around. These visual effects often get overlooked, which is a real shame. So it's just a simple hit 2 switches and you can open the next door. Very Legend of Zelda-esque. Oh, somebody took a hit. I like the healing so far. I don't feel like I'm underwhelmed. This build isn't underwhelming or I'm underperforming. My heals are pretty much doing exactly what I want them to be doing. So, as I test this out and I get towards some of the higher levels, I'll be gearing this person out and then testing out Veteran to see if this is a viable build. think my light attacks are healing them for 600 to 900 health, which is not bad, especially because it's hitting a few people. Jewelry, Magicka, health recovery, and Elix. So the thing about using stamina is that Magicka and stamina are just not created equally, and I have played all the different healers, and I have always run them as Magicka based. And I am used to having an endless supply of stamina to do whatever I need. The range of this heal just not reaching. There we go. 4,000 heal, that's pretty low. Which has me worried that ultimately my stamina won't be able to compete. I'm constantly looking at those numbers. However, so when I made a stamina DPS build, I felt like I was running out of stamina, and then I couldn't do the dodge rolls, I couldn't do the necessary break freeze, I was constantly out of stamina, especially on my tanks. So I ended up running mage tanks. The mage tanks are so much easier, so much more comfortable to run. Because I feel like I have extra stamina just lying around for all the rolls necessary. If you're mage tanking with a frost staff, then you can just spam stamina because your Magicka will be your shield, you're blocking. I should use that moment to heal up before dropping that. Oh well. Bear, unleash your fury. So yeah, I was worried I wasn't gonna have enough stamina, but I feel like having an actual all-leather stamina builds healer, I don't seem to be running out of heals or stamina for that matter. So that was my initial concern, and so far it hasn't been a problem yet. This boss has some interesting mechanics about summoning in adds, and I kind of like them. A multi-phase fight would be super difficult to run, probably be taxing on the players. If you had a summoner who was at a certain portion of their health, kind of taking off and then summoning in adds, but I think if done right, it might have a cool effect. And that was much better heals for 7,000. Okay. However, these rearranging attack pattern globes, this I like. This is something that I would want to see in one of my games. So, a wizard using some kind of continual flame, or oh, my guys are finally get to use those heal spells, and I'm pretty happy with what I see. 10,000 heal, not bad. 4,000 low. So that would be an interesting phase to have, kind of like a layer action and throw down different initiatives for the flame spheres to kind of take different positions. Or maybe if they all have their own individual initiative, put them on one initiative and then maybe assign randomly direction, which way they move, roll a d6, and maybe one of them is more homing. You can use the a D8 for direction E, which is probably even easier, more finite. Okay, so a twin boss dynamic I have always liked from twin-headed ogres. I just don't see the need to use a heavy attack. I must not be pressing hard enough. Like, I need a heavier spam or something. Like, how much is my healing using? 60%? 10%? I mean, I must be getting back so much resource that, like, I'm spamming my heal just to see, like, my stamina bar go down. I'm really not seeing it go down that much. Which makes me happy for now. It's only gonna get more expensive, right? Okay, so now you can see how much stamina I get back from the heavy attack. That is a lot of stamina back. Is injection good for spamming? Maybe that's my problem. Do I need to take this out? This is a dot. Oh, but it's deals up to 95% more damage to enemies under 50% health. So it's... Is it a finisher? Does it count as a finisher? People who are more competent in ESO, please let me know if this is an acceptable finisher, if I should be switching to something else. I didn't make the builds. I made the builds. Doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. Yes, I made this build. It was kind of just pick whatever I had available. I do have 1 or 2 Magicka-based heals, but they're kind of self-buff, so I don't have to worry about them really costing me my spells at all. I don't have to worry about running out of Magicka ever. And this is also stamina-based. And the Bolt Match doesn't cost anything to... So maybe that's why I'm running with lots of high resource. I'm not using it enough, which maybe I need to find a better attack than Growing Swarm. I do like my dots though. For healing, dots are amazing because I feel like I'm not losing damage per second when I switch to my healing bar, and it also allows me to continue doing more damage while moving around. Now this particular boss fight, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, how do you choreograph that these little spheres that are coming around are going to heal the boss? Healing a boss in a tabletop RPG is gonna have an interesting effect. People might not like it. They might get pretty upset. So it could be fun, but just something to think about. Summoning ads, pretty typical for an MMO like this. Dropping down a lot of AoE, I really like that. I think I definitely want more of that. That AoE was awesome attack that guy did. Pick him up and drop him. Some reverse gravity. I love that. This fight should be easy mode, right? Is it me? Are we suffering because I'm not doing enough damage? Because we're getting a lot of ads. That is some serious AoE to manage. Ads coming in, self-heals to the boss. $7,000 heal, 6,000 heal. I like it. Hey, I was complaining about being resource heavy. Finally felt like I needed to use a heavy attack. Okay, so the reverse gravity spell, awesome. Use it on your players. The fall damage, it's just, I don't know, I love it. It's so thematic. Throwing a player up in the sky and then dropping them down, I could just see that. I could just see them quivering. Let's see here. Thank you all. And a good go for some good sportsmanship. Look at that gear that dropped. Health recovery. Not comparison. Yeah, it definitely doesn't compare. I might be able to swap this out for more magicka. I don't know, I kind of like having the extra health. I don't seem to need the magicka at all. Yeah, that guy's good sportsmanship right there. Threw down a good game. That person said thank you for the game, so all in all, that was a great go. So I covered a little bit about some boss fights and working on this build, so let me know what you guys think, which direction that we want to talk about, or if we like this hybrid discussion. Hope it was good for you guys. You guys can check us out on the Art of Gamemastery. We'll be doing a show this Sunday, and we will be covering what happened previously at Gen Con. Hope to see you guys all there. Take care. This is QT20. Bye-bye.